The last few videos I've posted have been very long, so today it's going to be a short, easy video. These are tips on how to read more. Let's start. Number one, keep a book with you. If you're trying to read more, it'll be a lot easier if you always have a book at your disposal. This is why I really like my Kindle, because I can hold thousands of books on a small little device. But if you're not into ebooks, you can also just get smaller versions of regular books. See books. So if you're trying to read more and trying to make it a habit, then place books in different areas. So I keep books on the couch, I keep a book downstairs, and I keep several books in my bedroom, the ones behind me, and then also some on my nightstand. This way, no matter where I am, if I'm sitting on the couch or if I'm going to bed, I can always just pick up one of the books I'm reading and read a few pages before going on and do something else. This one is probably the most important. Read books that you like. I think a lot of people, when they try to make reading a habit, try to read books that will make them appear very smart at the expense of reading something that's really boring. So when you first start and when you continue reading, you shouldn't read things that aren't interesting to you. The first thing you pick up shouldn't be a 1,000-page philosophy book unless that's what you're really into. You should start with the things you know, and then once you have reading down as a habit and start to enjoy it, then you can branch out and try new things. Skip paragraphs or pages if necessary. So while an author works really hard on creating everything, sometimes books are just boring. And if you already have the concept, or if you're just tired of reading about this subject, don't feel bad skipping a few sentences or a paragraph, or maybe just turning to the next page. While this might seem sacrilegious to not read every single word in the book, this will save your mental energy to get you to read something that is actually interesting to you. This is especially the case when I read any kind of self-help or productivity book, because there are so many books that say the exact same thing. This might be an unpopular opinion, but also you can abandon books. If you're not enjoying reading something, you can just close the book and give it away and start reading something else. This is really hard for me to do. I want to complete books. I don't want to quit something that I've started, but very, very occasionally I just start reading a book that's so bad or so boring, I just can't do it. And oftentimes I'll just keep it on the shelf or just keep it on my Notion list as something I can come back and read later, because just because I'm not liking it now doesn't mean it's a bad book. Read every single day. So you might think that your schedule is totally filled, you don't have time to read every day, but you do. Give yourself the absolute bare minimum goal of reading 1 page a day. And eventually, after doing that a few times, you'll realize how easy it is to read 1 page, and you'll read 2, and then 10, and then 30, and then 60, and then 100. And before you know it, you'll be an avid reader and it'll be very easy. Reading 1 page a day is something you can do before bed. You get into bed and you take 2 minutes and read 1 page, then maybe a few others, and then you're done. You've read for the day. If you have a busy schedule, reading every day can be scheduled into the same slot every day, so it becomes a habit, and that way you don't have to try to guess where you're going to fit it into your schedule every single day. You can just do it at the exact same time. A great example of this time would be in the afternoon when you're running out of energy, you're a little tired, and you pick up your phone and check social media and you get distracted for 20 minutes. That is an excellent time to read, or any kind of coffee break or lunch break. Just taking time off from whatever you're doing the day is a great time to read. Remove distractions. So as much as possible, I try to leave my phone in another room or another place whenever I'm reading. I believe it takes like 22 minutes to refocus after you're distracted from something. And when I'm reading with my phone nearby, oftentimes notifications will distract me, but even more often, I will Google something that I read in the book and do some research into it, and then I'll just be stuck in this rabbit hole of whatever was in the book. Also, remember that people can be distractions. So when you're choosing a place to read, remember that there are other things other than your phone that could be distracting you, and try to avoid those. Listen to music to focus. Some people really like this, others don't. I really enjoy some of the atmospheric and ambient playlists on Spotify. Those are really good if you listen to them at a low volume. They're non-intrusive and they're great for reading. Or I'll bring my old iPod with me. This only has music on it, so I can't get distracted with all the apps that are on my phone. Set a reading goal. It doesn't have to be a super lofty goal. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but even just setting a goal to read 10 pages a day or reading 6 books a year will make you more motivated to continue reading. Make a queue. It's always very important to have a book lined up for when you finish the book you're reading. This is why I really like to use Notion, because any kind of book I see online or in a podcast or in a video, whatever, I can tag it to my Notion database, and then I will always have something lined up to read next. And although I like to be as minimalist as possible, I do have some physical books behind me. Whenever I go to a used bookstore and see a book that I've heard of or that I know is on my list, I'll pick it up and just keep it on my shelf for the day that I eventually need something random to read, and I can pick it up and read it. Track your books. So you don't have to use a super complex system. You can even just write them down on a piece of paper. But I really like the idea of posting it on social media or posting it to some kind of public database That way you can use some kind of peer pressure and social awareness to pressure you to read. If you put out there that you're going to read 6 books this year, you'll now have that social pressure on you to get that goal completed. Read at your own pace. There's a lot of stuff out there about speed reading, and personally, I do not think speed reading is real. I don't speed read. I don't read slow, but I don't read super fast. I just read at my own pace. I go over every single word, every single sentence. I reread if I have to. You'll get faster at reading if you read more, so don't let your speed hold you back in the beginning. I personally don't believe that anyone who can scan a page in seconds can recall all the information. I think speed reading is BS, but that's just me. Also, you can use accountability with your friends. If you and your friends want to read the same book, you can start a little book club and hold each other accountable, read a chapter each week, set a defined goal, and that way everyone can stay on track. Buying books new is really expensive, so if the price is holding you back, there are lots of free ways to get books. Obviously, you can go to the local library and check out books, but you can also use your local library's online database of ebooks. This is really great if you have a Kindle, but if you don't have a Kindle, you can also download these onto your phone or computer. I believe there's also a website where you can find all the free little neighborhood libraries that exist where you can swap books with people. And then also you can always check out thrift stores and used bookstores for excellent deals on books. If you're like me and you live in a cornfield without any interesting stores, there are some great websites online where you can buy used and thrifted books for a huge discount. I love Barnes & Noble and old bookstores like that because of the serendipity of it. You come across a book that you never would have found on the Amazon homepage, but I don't think Barnes & Noble is sustainable for readers who read a lot like me because it's just so expensive. So there's lots of great ways to get books for free. If you're interested in any of the books I've read, you can go to xanderbetterton.com/books and see a full database of all of the books I've read since I started tracking them in 2018. This database has the genre, the rating, and an Amazon affiliate link if you're interested in buying it for full price. Also, if you're looking for a system to track your books, look out for my Notion database template that will be coming out soon, as well as a video on how to set up a Notion database for tracking books. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.